Yeah.
Okay, there's not going to be a court reporter taking down what we all say, but nothing we say is going to be different than what's in the written papers that you've signed and that I'm going to sign and the district attorney's going to sign or already has signed and Mr. Fadden is going to sign. So there's no difference. It's just there won't be an extra reporter's record, which is almost always unnecessary when it's a plea agreement anyway. So is that okay with you to proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The first thing I have, and everybody's ready to go. I don't have the plea agreement stuff with me. So you're going to have to get it to, I'm going to have to get it to Darian and we're going to figure out how to sign it. But I think in this case, Mr. Zappalak, the way I understand it, is not going free today. Is that correct? Or
Right.
okay. So if it gets signed Monday when I'm in Bay City, that won't be a big problem. Is that right, Steve?
That's correct, John.
Okay, good. Okay, Mr. Zappalak, the first thing I have to do is to make sure you're mentally competent to enter into this plea agreement. He's not, it's
Yes, sir.
okay. Any history of mental illness, anything like that?
No, sir.
You understand what you're charged with in this case?
Yes, sir, I do.
And you understand what the plea agreement is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Steve, just for my purposes, would you state what the terms of the plea agreement are?
Your Honor, the terms of the plea agreement are 15 years institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. And in addition, the defendant has spent 722 days in custody. And so we're recommending that he receive credit for that 722 days against the 15-year sentence.
Yeah, of course, I'll do that. Okay, Mr. Fadden, is that your understanding?
Yes, sir, it is.
And Mr. Zappalak, is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I also have to make sure you've had effective assistance of counsel, and you were appointed one of the better lawyers who appear in our courts, Mr. Fadden's. But has he done everything you've asked him to do?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with this representation of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, now there's an indictment, of course. You can waive the reading of it, and we'll go straight to the plea. Is that Mr. Fadden? Does he want to waive the reading?
Yes, sir, we'll waive the reading of the indictment. He knows what it says.
Yes,
Okay, Mr. Zappalak, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
plead guilty.
Okay, and I've got to make sure your guilty plea is free and voluntary. And that means you're pleading guilty because you are guilty and nobody's promised you anything or threatened you with anything to get you to plead guilty other than what's in the written plea agreement. Is that all true?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you understand the constitutional rights you're giving up. You're giving up the right to a trial by jury, the right to remain silent, the right to be confronted with the witnesses against you. And you're also giving up the right to appeal to a higher court once we're finished. Do you understand all that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, state may proceed.
Your Honor, the state offers exhibits 1, 2, and 3 in this case.
No, there's going to be no objection.
They're all admitted.
State rests and closes, Your Honor.
We rest and close as well.
Okay, Mr. Zappalak, I do find that you are mentally competent, that you have understood the admonitions of the court and are aware of the consequences of your guilty plea. So I will accept your guilty plea. I do approve the plea agreement. I do find you guilty as charged in the indictment, and I assess your punishment at and sentence you to serve 15 years in the institutional division, which is the state penitentiary, with credit for 722 days already served. It'll be up to the state to determine if and when you're eligible for parole and that kind of thing. And that's all beyond my purview. Okay.
I just want to say, Your Honor, I'm very sorry for this. I ask for forgiveness, especially to the victim.
Okay.
I made a great mistake. I'm very sorry.
Thank you for that. And when you get out, you can make amends by not doing anything bad or illegal again. Okay.
Yes, sir. I will continue to be a better human being.
Well, that's what we all hope for.
Your Honor, the victim was notified of this today and chose not to appear, but I will convey Mr. Zappalak's apology.
Good. Thank you. We all appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to end this hearing, but Steve, what have we got left for Monday?
We still have a case with Julia Bella. The case is styled State versus Matthew Bigelow.
Okay, what are the charges in that case?
I'm sorry, sir. I think it's an aggravated assault deadly weapon.
Okay, and you don't expect a plea in that case?
No, sir, we've attempted, it's been prepared for trial once, and I think the reason that there may have been a witness issue that kept it from going to trial the last time it came. Julia has given no indication that the case will be.